The Journey of Dreams. In the quiet village of Sundarpur, nestled between lush green fields and rolling hills, lived a simple man named Raju. Raju was known throughout the village for his kind heart, unwavering honesty, and a spirit as gentle as the breeze that rustled the leaves of the ancient banyan tree in the village square. His life, though modest, was rich with the warmth of family, the camaraderie of friends, and the satisfaction of hard work. Raju lived with his mother, Sita, in a small but sturdy house that his father had built many years ago. Sita, a wise and loving woman, had always taught Raju the value of integrity and perseverance. They had a small plot of land where they grew enough crops to sustain themselves and occasionally sell the surplus at the village market. Despite the simple life he led, Raju had dreams that soared far beyond the horizons of Sundarpur. He often dreamed of becoming a successful farmer, one whose fields would yield bountiful harvests, ensuring prosperity not just for his family but for the entire village. These dreams, however, seemed as distant as the stars on a clear night. One evening, after a long day of laboring in the fields, Raju fell into a deep sleep and had the most vivid dream of his life. In his dream, he saw himself standing in the middle of an immense field, golden with ripe crops swaying gently in the breeze. The sky was a brilliant shade of blue, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms. Villagers from far and wide came to marvel at the sight and congratulate Raju on his extraordinary success. He felt a profound sense of fulfillment and joy. When Raju awoke, the dream lingered in his mind like a beautiful melody. He recounted the dream to his mother, who listened with a thoughtful expression. After he finished, she smiled and said, "Raju, this dream is a sign. It tells you that with hard work and faith, anything is possible. You must believe in yourself and pursue your dreams with all your heart." Inspired by his mother's words, Raju decided to take the first step towards turning his dream into reality. He began by studying modern farming techniques, often spending hours reading books borrowed from the village library and seeking advice from experienced farmers. He learned about crop rotation, soil fertility, pest control, and efficient irrigation methods. Every bit of knowledge he gained fueled his determination to succeed. Raju's enthusiasm was contagious, and soon, a few young farmers in the village joined him in his quest for better farming practices. They formed a small group, meeting regularly to discuss their progress, share insights, and support each other. Together, they experimented with new methods, carefully observing the results and making adjustments as needed. One of the biggest challenges Raju faced was water scarcity. Sundarpur relied heavily on the monsoon rains, and any delay or shortage could spell disaster for the crops. Determined to find a solution, Raju and his friends decided to build a rainwater harvesting system. They constructed a series of channels and storage tanks to collect and store rainwater, ensuring a steady supply for irrigation even during dry spells. The initial results were promising. The fields looked healthier, and the crops grew stronger and more resilient. Encouraged by their success, Raju and his group expanded their efforts. They introduced organic farming practices, using natural fertilizers and compost to enrich the soil. They also planted a variety of crops to improve biodiversity and reduce the risk of pests and diseases. Word of their success spread throughout the village and beyond. More and more farmers began to adopt these sustainable practices, and the collective efforts brought about a noticeable transformation in the landscape of Sundarpur. The once parched fields now flourished with an abundance of crops, and the village began to prosper. As the years passed, Raju's dream continued to evolve. He envisioned a future where Sundarpur would not only be self-sufficient but also a model for other villages to follow. He dreamed of establishing a cooperative where farmers could pool their resources, share knowledge, and collectively market their produce, ensuring fair prices and reducing dependency on middlemen. With the support of his fellow villagers, Raju took the lead in forming the Sundarpur Farmers Cooperative. The cooperative provided a platform for farmers to collaborate, innovate, and advocate for their rights. It also offered training programs, access to better seeds and tools, and financial assistance for those in need. The cooperative's efforts bore fruit, and Sundarpur began to attract attention from agricultural experts and government officials. The village was soon recognized for its sustainable farming practices and community-driven initiatives. Raju was invited to speak at various forums, where he shared the story of Sundarpur's transformation and inspired others to take similar paths. Despite his growing recognition, Raju remained humble and rooted in his values. He continued to work alongside his fellow farmers, never losing sight of the principles that had guided him from the beginning. His mother, Sita, watched with pride as her son's dream unfolded, grateful for the legacy of resilience and hope he was building. One fateful season, Sundarpur faced an unprecedented challenge. A severe drought struck the region, threatening to undo years of hard work and progress. The rainwater harvesting systems, though effective, could not fully compensate for the lack of rainfall. Crops began to wither, and the villagers grew anxious. Raju knew that this was a critical moment that would test their collective spirit and determination. He called an emergency meeting of the cooperative, urging everyone to remain united and focused. They brainstormed ways to mitigate the impact of the drought, such as implementing water-saving techniques, diversifying crops to include drought-resistant varieties, and seeking external support. In the midst of this crisis, Raju's leadership shone brighter than ever. He worked tirelessly, coordinating efforts, motivating his fellow farmers, and reaching out to government agencies and non-profit organizations for assistance. His unwavering belief in their ability to overcome the challenge inspired hope in the hearts of the villagers. As the days turned into weeks, small signs of resilience began to emerge. The crops, though stressed, showed signs of recovery. The villagers' unity and determination bore fruit as they adapted to the harsh conditions. Slowly but surely, Sundarpur started to regain its footing.